1D. Over recent seasons, you and your friend have kept track of the goals scored by your two favourite teams. For your team, half of the time they have scored 65 goals in a season. In a quarter of the seasons they scored 72 goals. The rest of the time they scored 46 goals. Based upon this, calculate the expected value for the number of goals to be scored by your team next season. So we are going to try and capture that information. We know that 65 goals happened half the time, and we can read that 72 was a quarter of the time, and the rest of the time was 46 goals. So we need to be filling in a number there. This one we can sort of see, a half and a quarter, that leaves a quarter, so the missing fraction is a quarter. Next, expected value. From the formula book, we know that the expected value of x is going to be the probability of x multiplied by x again and again and again. This sigma is the sum. We're going to be adding things up. So our expected value of x is going to be the probability times the number of goals plus the probability times the number of goals plus the probability times the number of goals. So it's going to be a half times 65 plus a quarter times 72 plus a quarter times 46. So with the calculator, I'm going to do decimals. A half is 0.5. So we're going to have 0.5 multiplied by 65 plus a quarter is 0.25. 0.25 multiplied by 72 plus a quarter, 0.25 multiplied by 46. We end up with 62. So our expected value is 62 goals. That's the mean, that's the average over recent seasons. So that will be our prediction for next season. Part 2, for your friend's team, is displayed in a different way. Their goals have been sometimes 43, sometimes 49, sometimes 55, sometimes 80. And we've been given a relative frequency, the middle two, 20% of the time 49, 65% of the time 55. And then this time we got a constant, like previously. This value k is going to be the probability or the percentage of the time that they scored 43, and 2k is the probability, the percentage of the time that they scored 80. Right. First off, as we've done before, this has to add up to 1, or has to add up to 100%. So let's write an equation. K plus 20 if we're doing percents, plus 65 plus 2k if we're doing percents, that is 100. So 20 and 65, we have 85, plus k plus 2k is 3k is 100. So 3k with a subtraction is 15, dividing both sides by 3, k is 5. Going back to the table, let's write it in. So k is 5%, and 2k, 2 lots of 5, 10. This is happening 10%. Now we're ready to go with this same formula as we've had before. So our expected value of x is going to be the probability. So 5% is 0.05. 0.05 multiplied by 43 plus 0.20 multiplied by 49 plus 0.65 times 55 plus 0.10 times by 80 equals, to the calculator, 0.05 multiplied by 43 plus 0.20 multiplied by 49 plus 0.65 multiplied by 55 plus 0.10 multiplied by 80, and we get an answer of 55.7. 55.7. If you wanted to write that to the nearest number of goals, like whole goals, then maybe I would write underneath, i.e. 56 goals, but I would then qualify that with nearest whole number.